A huge W for Brett Yormark and the Big 12 Conference involving a television deal. More exposure and hopefully more money for the schools in the Big 12. What's it all about? Well, stick around, and in this video, which is brought to you by BetUS Online Sportsbook and Cats, Cantor, Stone Street, and Buckner, I'll explain it, and I'll do so right after this. Since 1931, the attorneys at Cats, Cantor, Stone Street, and Buckner have been the voice for victims who have suffered serious injury or death. They have a fierce passion for truth and justice and a sincere compassion for those who have been wronged by others. Whether you have been in a car accident or fighting with an insurance company, or you or a loved one has suffered serious injury or death due to medical negligence, we will ensure your voice is heard loud and clear. Cats, Cantor, Stone Street, and Buckner will ensure there is justice for all West Virginians because we are your lawyer, your voice. Visit us at yourlawyeryourvoice.com. What is up? Welcome into another edition of Couz's Corner. Come on in and belly yourself up to the bar and let me, your host, Couz, serve you up a shot of top-shelf college football news and analysis. In this episode, we're focusing on the Big 12 and the new deal that has been announced now, where the Big 12 will now have some of its football and basketball games aired on TBS and TNT. That's right. TBS and TNT will now be showing Big 12 football and basketball games beginning in 2025. Got the information. There have been multiple media outlets report on this. I think the news originally came out over the weekend. I'm going to share an article with you, or at least a part of an article from Ross Dellinger over at Yahoo Sports. It says, as part of a settlement struck between the NBA and Warner Bros. Discovery, the Big 12 will see 13 of its football games per year moved from ESPN streaming platform to linear television on Warner Bros. Discovery channels TNT and TBS. ESPN is also sublicensing 15 Big 12 men's basketball games to be aired on either TNT or TBS. The sublicensing deal begins next academic year, which is fall 25 and spans 6 seasons, running concurrent to the Big 12's new television contract with partners ESPN and Fox. Big 12 Commissioner Brett Yormark told Yahoo Sports. Says the Big 12 is a secondary part of a grander deal involving the NBA, WBD, which is Warner Bros. Discovery, and ESPN. The agreement settles litigation brought by Warner Bros. Discovery over the NBA's decision to grant its future rights package to ESPN, Amazon, and NBC. In what's described as a network trade, TNT's hit show featuring Charles Barkley, Inside the NBA, will air on ESPN starting next NBA season. WBD, meanwhile, receives the 28 Big 12 football and basketball games to fill windows previously occupied by NBA matchups. Weekly kickoff times are still unclear, but 10 of the 13 games will be Big 12 conference matchups. The Big 12 games will be simulcast on the streaming service Max, formerly HBO Max, a proprietary unit of WBD. Perhaps overshadowed in the NBA's announcement, the Big 12 piece is a significant boon for the conference. The deal shifts football game schedules to air on ESPN Plus, streaming to more visible linear channels, gives the league a fourth network partner, and positions the conference well in its next television contract negotiations, Yormark said. ESPN and Fox remain the Big 12's flagship partners, he notes, and the networks will continue to air their committed number of football and basketball games. No content will be reduced on ESPN and Fox linear platforms. The league's fourth partner, CBS Sports, will air 26 men's basketball games in an expansion of a previous deal the conference announced in September. This is additive to what ESPN and Fox bring us. That's why this is a great deal, Yormark told Yahoo Sports. Any addition to both is complementary and will lead to more promotion and marketing around the Big 12 and conference brands. I'm going to skip the next couple of paragraphs here. Go down to says the new sublicensing to the end here. It says the new sublicensing deal sets the stage for the league's impending negotiations for its next television deal. Yormark is contemplating bifurcating the deal by selling the football and men's basketball portions separately. Most conference television contracts are sold as a single package. However, the Big 12's basketball success has the commissioner considering a bifurcation. And again, bifurcation means, selling those media rights deals, the basketball and football deals separately, not combining them into one media deal. Now, this is huge for fans of Big 12 teams, and it's huge for the league as a whole. Number one, obviously, as fans, it makes it harder for us to see our games, see our teams play when the games get stuck on ESPN Plus. It's more expensive because we have to subscribe to ESPN Plus to get the games. You can't channel surf on ESPN Plus. If you want to watch If you want to flip back, if you're a casual fan and maybe you're not a fan of a team playing and you want to channel surf, can't do that with streaming services. You have to change the input on your TV. Then you have to, click on the ESPN Plus app, pull it up, then go find what you want to watch. It's a little bit of a frustrating process, especially if you want to flip back and forth between multiple games. You just can't. It just doesn't make it feasible. This way, casual fans can crowd surf. It should get more eyeballs on the Big 12 in that regard. Sports bettors maybe see more games, maybe bet more on Big 12 games, which increases visibility and viewership. Speaking of betting, got to give a quick shout out to our other sponsor here, BetUS Online Sportsbook. If you're looking for a new sportsbook, look no further than BetUS. Right now, they have a very good deal going. On your very first deposit, you get 150% sign-up bonus with your promo code YouTube150. Again, it's promo code YOUTUBE150. At checkout, 150% sign-up bonus on your first deposit, 125% on your next two deposits, up to a total of $2,000. Take advantage of that offer today. Make sure, though, that you do play responsibly. And remember, you must be 18 years of age or older to play. Now, again, casual fans, sports gamblers, those types of people who may not necessarily be fans of Big 12 teams can channel surf if they need to. And if there's a really good game on between two Big 12 opponents, and a lot of Big 12 games are, right? So if you're flipping the channels and you see a game that it's a one-score game, they may stop and watch that game. I think this is a really, really big move for the league. Also, when you look at it from a conference realignment standpoint, does this give Brett Yormark more ammunition now when he goes and talks to his conference presidents, his school presidents in his league, the board? Now maybe he can convince them to add UConn because, hey, now we have 4 media partners when you include CBS. So we can bring in them. It'll help us with our next media deal. It'll make it easier for us to bifurcate or separate those media deals if we have UConn, and even maybe they go grab Gonzaga, who's reported going to be joining the pack. I'm not saying that'll happen, but it's possible. But we know he's been going after UConn. Maybe you even bring UConn in football, potentially. You get into a new market with the Northeast. You get one of the top basketball brands in the country. So when 2031 is here and that new TV contract is being negotiated, you have something else to add to it. And with more media partners, it increases competition for the rights. It increases the value of those rights because of the competition. The media companies will try to outbid each other for the Big 12 services, hopefully. Now, obviously, everybody has a limit, right? I'm not going to sit here and say the Big 12 is going to get Big 10 or SEC money. That's not going to happen. But they will have an opportunity to max out their revenue opportunities by having more media partners at the table. If they can go get UConn, it may make them even more valuable when that time comes. What do you think about this deal? Do you think this is an absolute home run for Brett Yormark in the Big 12? Maybe there was some luck involved here. They had that lawsuit where, TNT and ESPN was involved in that suit. And this was a trade-off here that they were able to make to keep everybody happy. And maybe the Big 12 just benefits from that. But I still think Brett Yormark deserves some credit for getting the deal done, for having the relationships that he has in the industry to be able to get the deal done. Again, huge W for the Big 12 and its brands. But do you think it's that big a deal, or do you think this is really making a mountain out of a molehill? I want to hear your thoughts. I want to give a quick shout out right now to my paid VIP channel members of this episode. I do random VIP shout outs every episode. These are the ones of this show are Shannon Miller, Timbo, Houston Cougars, Germany, Denny Allen, and Tom Dean. Thank you all for your support. Thank you for helping me keep the lights on, along with the sponsors that I mentioned earlier, Katz, Cantor, Stone Street, and Buckner, your personal injury or medical malpractice attorneys in West Virginia or Virginia, and BetUS Online Sportsbook and Casino. Thank them both also for helping keep the lights on, and thank you for helping me keep the lights on. And if you want to continue to do that, all you have to do is hit the thumbs up button, subscribe to my channel. Both of those things help that algorithm and get my content pushed out to more people. Help me do that. I really appreciate you tuning into this episode. I hope the rest of your day is top shelf. And it's always, win or lose, a good day to Q Country Roads.